When you're worth over $100 billion, money stops behaving like money. It becomes an abstract concept, more like points in a video game than something you actually spend. Jeff Bezos exists in that zone. At this level, you're not choosing between brands. You're choosing between ideas. You're not buying objects. You're funding projects, experiments, legacies, and sometimes just proving that you can. And the things Jeff Bezos owns prove one thing very clearly. There is no such thing as too much when your wealth breaks reality. What do you buy when you can buy literally anything? Here's the problem with extreme wealth. It removes limits. Most people fantasize about winning the lottery, maybe a few $1,000,000. That's houses, cars, vacations, freedom. But Bezos doesn't have millions. He has tens of billions in liquid power and total wealth that rivals entire countries. At that point, you could walk into a store, buy everything inside, buy the building, buy the land under it, and still not notice a dent in your net worth. So what happens? You stop buying normal things. You start buying weird things. The robot dog that doesn't feel real. Jeff Bezos owns a robotic dog named Spot. And no, this isn't a toy. It's a military-grade industrial robot originally designed for dangerous inspections and high-risk environments. Spot can open doors, navigate stairs, avoid obstacles, carry equipment, and operate autonomously. Price tag? Roughly $75,000 to $100,000, depending on configuration. But the cost isn't the crazy part. The crazy part is what this thing represents. Spot is the kind of purchase you make when convenience stops being enough. When you want automation not because it saves time, but because it reminds you that the future is already here. For Bezos, Spot isn't about novelty. It's about living ahead of everyone else. When being rich isn't enough, you need protection. With extreme wealth comes extreme risk. Jeff Bezos isn't just rich, he's influential. That makes him a target. After political controversies, international tension, and a widely reported phone hack incident tied to foreign governments, Bezos reportedly upgraded his personal security to a level most people can't comprehend. We're talking bulletproof glass, military-grade office security, a rotating team of elite bodyguards, constant surveillance and protection logistics. Estimated annual cost? Around $1.6 million per year. That's not luxury spending. That's survival spending. When you reach Bezos's level, security isn't optional. It's infrastructure, diving to the bottom of the ocean for history. Jeff Bezos has always been obsessed with space, not in a cool rockets way, in a lifelong philosophical way. As a child, he watched the Apollo missions and became fascinated by humanity's greatest leap beyond Earth. So when he learned that pieces of the Apollo 11 rocket engines were sitting at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, he didn't just think it was interesting. He decided to recover them. Bezos personally funded an ocean expedition to locate, retrieve, restore, and preserve those historic engines. Specialized ships, deep-sea robotics, engineers, conservation experts. Just one engine restoration reportedly cost around $15 million. Total cost? Never publicly disclosed. And here's the wild part. He didn't keep them. Bezos donated the recovered artifacts to museums so the public could see them. That's not flex spending. That's legacy spending. The car collection that feels unreal. Jeff Bezos's car collection is the definition of money no longer matters. It starts almost as a joke. Back in the early 2000s, when Bezos was already a billionaire, he famously drove a 1997 Honda Accord. It became a symbol of frugality, the richest man alive driving a car worth less than a used laptop. But that era didn't last forever. Once the switch flipped, it flipped hard. Ferrari Pininfarina Sergio, approximately $3 million. Only 6 were ever made. No windshield. Pure design experiment. For Bezos, this is considered entry-level. Bugatti Veyron, approximately $3.5 million. Black and white, a classic billionaire flex, capable of speeds that make highways irrelevant. Lykan Hypersport, approximately $4 million. One of only 7 in the world. Diamond-studded headlights. Looks like it escaped a superhero movie. Koenigsegg C CXR Trevita, approximately $4.8 million. Diamond-coated carbon fiber body, one of 3 ever built. Literally sparkles in sunlight. Lamborghini Veneno Roadster, approximately $10 million. Built for Lamborghini's 50th anniversary. Aggressive, impractical, and absurdly rare. Total car collection value, roughly $20 million, and that's a conservative estimate. For Bezos, cars aren't transportation. They're proof that scarcity bends when money doesn't. A clock designed to outlive civilization. This might be the most Jeff Bezos thing ever. He spent $42 million building a clock. Not a normal clock. A 500-foot-tall mechanical clock carved into a Texas mountain. This clock is designed to run for 10,000 years. It ticks once per year. It chimes once per century. It reveals special features once every 1,000 years. The goal isn't timekeeping. It's perspective. The clock exists to remind humanity to think long-term, to imagine futures beyond quarterly profits and short attention spans. Most people can't plan 5 years ahead. Jeff Bezos built something meant to outlast empires. Private jets, like their DLCs. Bezos doesn't own a private jet. He owns a fleet. His first major aircraft was a Dassault Falcon 900EX, which he later customized with gold-plated bathrooms and a full bedroom. Cost: around $13 million. Later, he upgraded to the Gulfstream G650ER, essentially a flying mansion. Multiple cabins, full kitchen, conference areas, bedrooms, luxury bathrooms. Fully customized, this jet reportedly cost $75 million, and because one wasn't enough, he bought another. Total jet fleet value: roughly $150 million. At Bezos's level, travel isn't about speed, it's about eliminating inconvenience entirely, buying influence instead of objects. In 2013, Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post for $250 million. Not Amazon, not a holding company. Him. This wasn't a profit-driven purchase. It was a power move. Ownership of one of the most influential newspapers in the world. Bezos didn't just buy a business. He bought a seat at the table of history, politics, and narrative control. You can't put that on a balance sheet. Mansions that don't feel like homes. Jeff Bezos owns at least 7 major properties, possibly more. Some highlights: Washington, D.C. mansion, approximately $36 million. Once a museum, now a private estate with movie theater, whiskey tasting room, ballrooms, elevators, 11 bedrooms, 25 bathrooms. Miami waterfront mansions, approximately $147 million combined. He bought one, then bought the neighbor's house, then bought another nearby. Private docks, saunas, massive kitchens, ocean access. New York City penthouse, approximately $80 million. 4 floors, nearly 17,000 square feet. Panoramic views of Manhattan and the Empire State Building. Hawaii estate, approximately $78 million. Private beach, lava fields from ancient volcanic eruptions. 3 separate homes on one property. Beverly Hills mega estate, approximately $165 million. The most expensive residential purchase in California history. Still under construction. Estimated total real estate portfolio, $500 to $600 million easily. These aren't homes. They're strategic locations. Bezos's balls that cost billions. Amazon's Seattle headquarters includes massive glass spheres known as the Spheres. Inside, over 40,000 plants, species from more than 30 countries, trees over 50 feet tall, jungle-like working environments. Cost to build? Approximately $4 billion. The idea was to improve creativity, productivity, and employee well-being. Whether it worked or not, one thing is certain: only someone with Bezos-level wealth builds a rainforest in the middle of a city for employees. A yacht that feels unreal. Jeff Bezos owns one of the most expensive yachts ever built, a 400-plus-foot sailing yacht, custom-made with helicopter support yacht. Onboard helicopter worth approximately $10 million. Nightclub, jacuzzis, garage for cars, a submarine. Ability to be operated by minimal crew. Purchase price? Around $500 million. Annual maintenance? Roughly $25 million per year. This isn't transportation. It's a floating city. The most expensive piece of paper he ever owned. In 2019, Jeff Bezos divorced his wife, Mackenzie Scott. There was no prenup. As part of the settlement, she received $38 billion worth of Amazon stock, instantly becoming one of the richest women in the world. That single legal document cost more than his yacht, his jets, his mansions, his cars combined. It may be the most expensive thing Jeff Bezos ever owned and lost. The difference between rich and Bezos rich. Jeff Bezos doesn't spend money to impress. He spends money to reshape the future, rewrite scale, and remove limits. At his level, luxury becomes irrelevant. What matters is control, time, and permanence. Cars rust, houses age, but clocks that run for 10,000 years, artifacts rescued from the ocean, companies that redefine how humanity shops, works, and explores space, that's not spending. That's legacy engineering. And whether you admire him or criticize him, one thing is undeniable. Jeff Bezos isn't just rich. He operates on a different plane of reality.